We got a draft. Welcome, everyone. It's great to have you here. Damon Bruce Plus. We're brought to you by Prize Picks. We're brought to you by my man Ike and Ike Sandwiches. And it is wonderful to have you here for our little draft party and get together. We got draft picks and cocktails for you this evening. All we're doing is hanging out. All we're doing is getting together as this awesome little community that you've helped me build here over on the Plus. And we are going to sit here and watch until the 49ers and see what they do at 27. We are 10 picks into this NFL draft. The Dallas Cowboys are on the clock right now. The Dallas Cowboys are about to make a pick right now. So we are underway. We'll see what the pick is for the Dallas Cowboys in just a moment. Let me go ahead and share with you where we are in this draft so far. Here we go. We are going to zoom right in. First of all, I had to wear my Fernando Mendoza Indiana Superman t-shirt. I've had this long before Fernando Mendoza even thought about enrolling at Indiana. This is an old t-shirt, but he is my Superman, and he was the number one overall to the Las Vegas Raiders. I never thought that I would live through a year of my life where Indiana went undefeated, won a national championship, their quarterback won a Heisman Trophy, and was selected number one overall in the NFL draft. I mean, that officially concludes the greatest year of college football I think I'm ever going to have. Unbelievable. We then get David Bailey out of Texas Tech going to the New York Jets. The edge is the number 2 pick off the board, with Jeremiah Love now playing the San Francisco 49ers twice a year. This Arizona Cardinals, with the 3rd overall pick, take a running back out of Notre Dame. He's a special player. There is no doubt about that. Carnell Tate from Ohio State, he goes number 4 to the Tennessee Titans. Arvell Reese from Ohio State. So you got back-to-back Buckeye picks, 3 out of 4, when you see that Sonny Styles is the linebacker who went to Washington. What was interesting is to see Kansas City trade up. Kansas City trading up didn't surprise me at all, but to select a cornerback and not a tackle of their future. We all know that Kansas City was very much interested in Trent Williams. That obviously is not going to be happening. I thought for sure Kansas City traded up to take the first tackle off the board. Instead, they take the first cornerback off the board. So that's kind of the first surprise, really, of the evening, and what is a very fluid top 10. The Jordan Tyson pick out of Arizona State, he goes to the New Orleans Saints. Spencer Fano. So we got 2 tackles coming off the board. Cleveland traded back, still got a very good tackle. And then we go from Miami to New York. Francis Mwaga is selected by the New York Giants. So here we are now waiting for the Dallas Cowboys. And as you can see, we got quite a ways until the San Francisco 49ers select here at 27. It felt like the very early part of this draft just came firing out of the gate. It really, really did. So we will go ahead and you can feel Roger Goodell slowing things down. I mean, the NFL wants this to go as long as possible. They don't want this to turn over as quickly as possible. So we've got a very fun, unpredictable draft already underway, and it is great to have you here. Again, thanks so much for stopping on by. Hit like and subscribe. We already got a whole bunch of people and regulars in here. Caleb Downs to the Cowboys. Is that the way it's going? One of the best safeties in this game. We will see where this actually goes. We don't want to start tipping picks here. We want everyone to be watching, ESPN or NFL Network on one screen and then coming back and hanging out with us. We're not going to try to tip any picks, but we are going to ask you, again, to smash that like button and to eat at Ike's. We've already got nearly 80 people in the room here. We're just getting underway, and we don't even have 25 likes yet. Everybody on YouTube is having a little draft party tonight. It feels like every single content creator is going live during the draft. And I thought, I'll pick it up about an hour in. And that is where we are right now. Thank you for being here. It's great to have you here. We appreciate any and all supers coming in. Our first of the evening comes from James Foster saying the 49ers are taking Dylan Thieneman with their first pick. Well, a safety, if that is where the Dallas Cowboys decided to go, is officially off the board. He is one of the best out there. Obviously, we've got son of Johnny LeMaster just because putting a 10 spot in the cookie jar. Thank you very much, sons of Johnny LeMaster. He is obviously not too happy with getting one hit by the Dodgers today, but you did take 2 of 3. And look, the Dodgers got limited to just 4 runs in that series. Pretty good baseball by the Giants, but of course their offense was anemic and it went to sleep today. We've got my man Barry coming in, just saying, great t-shirt, bro. Thank you, Barry. I do like this one very, very much. So thank you so much for being here. Thanks for the supers. Thanks for being here. And let's talk about what the 49ers have in front of them tonight. This is just a huge, huge moment in time for this franchise. You know, they have been so close, yet still so far in so many different ways. You know, they are a really, really good football team, period. Those who want to say 49ers trash can emoji, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They are very, very good. What they haven't done is reach the absolute mountaintop. Tonight, do they take a step closer? Do they continue to reinvest in their offensive line? Do they go back to, I don't want to call it old habits here because it's definitely a need as well. Are they going to be looking at defensive line? Are they looking at edge? I think that that's a very, very good possibility. So it's going to be fascinating to see what they do because they really could go in a lot of different directions. And I wouldn't be mad if they came away with a guy like Omar Cooper, if they came away with KC Concepcion. It doesn't feel like wide receiver should be first up. I think you got to build any football team from the inside out, not the outside in. And with trouble still remaining in the trenches, and we're looking at a trench warfare league like never before, it's officially time, I think, to make that offensive line investment, even with Trent back. I think it's time. Oh, look at this. So we've got a little action here on the board. Let me share this with you. It is indeed Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs with the number 11 overall pick is a Dallas Cowboy. And then right after that, we have ourselves a trade. We've got the Dallas Cowboys taking their 11th overall pick and trading that to Miami for number 12, number 177, and 180. So it's the Dolphins now picking at 12. Okay. We knew we were going to see some movement here today. We knew we were going to get a little action, and indeed, we got some action right off the bat. The Dolphins pick is in. We don't need no stinking ESPN. Thank you very much, Barry. All I need is you guys around here. Thank you so much. We got Stefan saying kicker, first rounder. Hey, that would be getting greedy. That would be getting greedy. With everyday Eddie Pinheiro, you don't need it. But if you got to take, your next stab at another Jake Moody early on, I totally understand. That obviously will not be happening, but thank you. We got my man Brett Euchre coming on in. Is it Brett Euchre, Bree Tucker? We figured this out. It's been a while since we've seen you in here, Brett. Great to see you. He's still dropping $5 for the jar. Thank you, brother. ESPN who? Yeah, what are you watching? You watching ESPN's feed? You watching NFL Network? I've got ESPN's feed on in the corner of my eye here. But we're going to be going to comments all night long. Again, thank you so much for the supers. And obviously, when it comes to the 49ers, there's an awful lot that I think they have an opportunity to get right tonight. There's, obviously a huge opportunity to get a lot of things wrong tonight. But trading back to me is just not out of the question. As a matter of fact, it's the thing that I'm kind of expecting them to do more than anything else. I wouldn't mind at all if this team decided to trade back, unless a guy like Ionacher or Caden Proctor. Caleb Lomu, I know, is a tackle that has been rumored to go to the 49ers. I don't know about Caleb Lomu, but the other two guys are guys that I would just pick right there at 27. Otherwise, moving back is not the worst idea in the world to me. I got, unfortunately, some bad news to share. If you were going to, because I advertised earlier on in the day, I promoted that Bonte Hill was going to be joining us here on the live stream tonight. But unfortunately, NBC Sports Bay Area saw that and said, oh, Bonte, you can't go on because we're doing our own streaming show. And so there you go. I guess I'm that big of a threat to NBC Sports Bay Area to where they cannot have Bonte join me. Look, I totally get it, but I wish him cheers. I wish you cheers. And Stud is saying was our pick in about an hour. Yeah, somewhere around there. Somewhere around there. We're sitting here right now at 12, so 15 picks away. It could go faster, but it really felt like the order came in to slow things down after the first few picks went off the board fast. Kenny Power giving ideas to everyone, saying, hey, man, spark it if you got it. Cheers. All right, Miami Dolphins, what you about to do? Well, you can forget about Caden Proctor because the Miami Dolphins just selected Caden Proctor. He is off the board. There you go. The pick is in. I like Caden Proctor an awful lot. He was the first tackle that I kind of fell in love with in this draft as I was seriously looking at tackles for the 49ers. He is a mountain of a man. He moves very, very fast for a guy his size. He's, I think, going to be a special player. I really do. I think he is going to be a phenomenal tackle. He is the third tackle taken. So 3 of them off the board. And I think with every single tackle that goes off the board, the chances of the 49ers going tackle decrease. I really do. Yep. Let me share this with you too. Boom. No, wait. Oh, geez. See, this is why we need a producer here. Share the screen. NFL. Boom. There you go. Caden Proctor from Alabama to Miami. He's a good player, man. It's a good player. I think that's a good pick for the Dolphins. Dolphins got a huge rebuild that is underway right now. Obviously, they traded Jalen Waddle away. That's why Denver is one of the teams out there that doesn't even have a first-round pick in this draft. They're in a huge rebuild. They said goodbye to Tua. They went in a totally different direction. Mike McDaniel out the door. So a massive rebuild is underway in Miami. And again, when you are building a football team, going from the inside out is the right way to do it. A dominant tackle is off the board and to Miami. Now, look, we've got an awful lot of actual football here to talk about. And, we don't want to drag personal stories because these are people, they're not just fodder for us to knock around. But what happened in the last, 24 hours in the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini story is officially a football story. For the first time in my lifetime, we have an NFL head coach deciding to go to, I'm guessing it's couples counseling, marriage counseling, and he has already announced, Mike Vrabel has, that he is missing day 3 of the NFL draft he basically had a press conference where he said, yeah, I've been cheating on my wife with Diana Rossini. He didn't say that, but clearly we all know what's happening. And then I think he's getting out ahead of a story that was broken in the New York Post not even a few hours after we heard Mike Vrabel say that he was not going to be participating in the NFL draft for the New England Patriots. There were pictures of Vrabel with his hands all over Rossini. I mean, they're all over each other in a New York City bar, and the pictures were from 2006. 2006. Or excuse me, 2000, 6 years ago. These are 6-year-old pictures. And then I got to bring this up too. I mean, again, I don't want to drag families and kids into this, but, I didn't do this to myself, Diana. You did. And this is amazing to me. Hold on. Hold on one second here. If you haven't seen this, this might blow you away. Hold on. First of all, during the Vrabel press conference, Diana Rossini completely deleted herself from all social media. She deleted her Twitter account. So we know that. What was amazing, though, absolutely amazing, and I saw this earlier. Oh, we can't even look at it anymore because the account no longer exists. And to me, this is just unbelievable. This is where things take a little bit of a dark turn in the Diana Rossini story. Years ago, she tweeted that she was looking at one of her newborn sons, whose name was Michael. And she said, whose name is Michael. And she said, thinking of all the great players and coaches in the NFL named Michael. Is that Vrabel's kid? Is one of Diana Rossini's children Mike Vrabel's son? It's a question that has to be asked. And look, this would probably have been handled a lot better, but she basically came out as the story was breaking and said, I'm not giving oxygen to these rumors, therefore I'm resigning. It's something else. Michelle Haberman, I'd ask for that DNA test. Yeah, dude, what about one of Rossini's kid maybe being Vrabel's? It is wild. It is absolutely a wild. They have had a relationship for over 6 years. And again, it's not just a hot tea getting spilled in sports media. It's a sports story now. An NFL head coach is skipping one of the days of the draft to go to couples counseling with his wife after having an affair with a former NFL reporter. That's a football story. That's a football story, kids. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 6 years they've been canoodling. So people were going back and just scrubbing and looking through everything she ever tweeted. And of course, she took down her entire Twitter today. I mean, I don't think we're ever going to see her work in media again, kids. Barry, an old radio soul himself, says, Damon, I will be your work at home board op. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Barry, for you volunteering. And he does say, excuse me, while I whip this out. Oh, by the way, also, Barry wants to know, what are you drinking? Suggesting a drink with you. Well, I had Miss Jillian, make me a fantastic Manhattan. This is fantastic. By the way, we're at pick number 13 right now, and the Los Angeles Rams, their pick is in. Obviously, we got a division rival here for the Niners. So we're going to watch this one closely. It really is, Michael. This is best-selling novel stuff. This is like trashy Lifetime television stuff. Diana Rossini, played by Meredith Baxter Birney. It's something else. All right, Los Angeles Rams, what you gonna do? What are you gonna do? With the 13th overall pick, we have ding, 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 ding. Wow! This is a shocker. Ty Simpson, quarterback, Alabama, is going to the Rams. The Rams are obviously looking at Matthew Stafford's future and saying there's not going to be an awful lot of it, even though this guy was just the league's MVP. Matthew Stafford doesn't have much left in front of him, and Ty Simpson, who is really a vehicle that I thought would allow the 49ers to trade back at 27. I thought that there was a better chance of some team trying to jump into the first round late to get Ty Simpson. I did not think he would be going number 13 overall. Wow. Barry, by the way, it's going to make that old fashioned. Very good. Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives. We do have an absolute soap opera going on with the New England Patriots. And by the way, everyone's asking, like, why isn't Mike Vrabel losing his job? Mike Vrabel had the Patriots in the Super Bowl last year. That's why. That's why. How about that? Ty Simpson. I mean, Ty Simpson's going to be playing against the San Francisco 49ers in a couple of years. I'm going to tell you, I like him as a quarterback. Don't love him. He was injured in the Rose Bowl against Indiana. Before the injury, he didn't get anything done. I think he is, I don't know. I thank the Los Angeles Rams for making that pick. It might prevent the Niners from trading back in this draft. But if you're a Rams fan, I don't know how much you can actually love that pick. We got Monty laughing at it already. Love the pick, LA. He's got the laugh going on. This is looking okay for us 49er fans. Thank you, Edo JP. You rock, Damon. Thank you, Harbo. I think you rock too. Thank you for being here. Hit like, subscribe, hit notify. We've got over 150 people just watching on YouTube, over 600 people across all platforms, including Twitter. And what are we still doing on Twitch? Why the hell not? I do agree with this here. Oregon tight end incoming soon. I think the Ravens got to be looking offensive line here, right? The Ravens at 14 have a huge offensive line rebuild in front of them. So Ravens, Buccaneers, Jets, who are picking at 16. And then we get to 17, and that's where the Detroit Lions are picking. And then we're officially 10 picks away for the San Francisco 49ers. Niners just sitting there at 27. I wonder what kind of phones are being worked right now down in Santa Clara. The Kevin Wood, Mike Vrabel could very well lose his job. Robert Kraft is not firing Mike Vrabel. I don't think that's going to happen. Outside of Mike Vrabel literally making the choice to save my marriage by resigning, I don't think there's any chance in the world that Mike Vrabel is stepping down, and I don't think he's going to be fired either. You could say, well, that is not exactly fair play. Correct. You're right. But football is an unforgiving sport in so many ways. But if you have enough success, you can be forgiven for a whole bunch of things. And obviously, does infidelity affect the way he coaches? No. Will infidelity affect the way that the locker room looks at him? Probably not. And since that's a probably not, he's probably safe. I am stunned that Ty Simpson goes 13th overall to the LA Rams. Wow. I was not looking at that. I did not have that on the board at all. That's something else. Did the Niners win? I am become deaf destroyer of words. No, we don't even have next year's schedule yet. But something else. Red Jet. Good to see you, Red Jet. Thank you so much for coming on in, hanging out with us tonight. Again, we got all of our friends. We got so many regulars. We got the crew gathered for this one tonight. So pour yourself a cocktail. We're just hanging out. That's all we're doing. You know, I'm not going to be, I'm not even pretending we're covering the draft. We're just having fun tonight. We do the old tired, wired thing. Mock drafts. I am tired. Actual draft. I'm wired, baby. Let's go. I wouldn't be surprised at all if this pick were Monroe Freeling. The Baltimore Ravens select It's Ione, the guard out of Penn State. Again, this might have been an option for the 49ers had he been there. We know that they need a guard. Well, a guard just went. The first guard of the draft, a very good player, a player that a lot of people have said has the cleanest draft report card in terms of what they're projecting for the next level. He's a clean prospect, meaning there are no red flags on him. He checks every single physical box. He is really fast out of his stance. He is really good in the pass protection and the run game. He is a very, very good player, and the Ravens, who absolutely needed to build a better offensive line, will start doing that with Ione. There you go. So that pick is officially now off the board. Picks are moving swiftly. Red Jet, I think they slowed it down. You know, that's the thing. ABC wants as much primetime television as they can get out of this. But here's to a quick moving first round with the Niners picking at 27. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone. The Buccaneers pick is in. I mean, these teams aren't even waiting to go through their entire time on the clock, which used to be an old tradition where you would just use all the time on your clock. That's not happening right now. Let's review the last 5 picks here of this draft. I mean, the stunner, the real stunner is Ty Simpson, quarterback going to the LA Rams. That's something else. Caden Proctor, Alabama. I mean, do we have an offensive line run? 1, 2, 3, 4 of the last 6 picks, offensive linemen. With every offensive lineman off the board, the chances of the Niners going edge or safety or wide receiver, I think, increase. Wow. Little whiskey neat. Good job, Mike Val in San Francisco. Again, we got our backup bottle right here for when the cocktail is out, and then we'll be drinking our whiskey neat with you as well. The NFL wants more New England talk. They definitely want more New England talk, but they didn't want it quite like this. Don't get me wrong. The Patriots nor the NFL is happy with this story, but they'll survive it. The NFL survives everything. There's no amount of outrage or I'm not supporting this team anymore or I'm not gonna watch again that ever gets taken seriously by anybody. Shout out Johnny Walker. I like Johnny Walker. Absolutely. I think this was made upstairs with a little bullet bourbon. But down here, we got ourselves a little Heaven Hill. I'm going to try to stay ahead of what's going on here. Pardon me when I dip out of conversation to check Twitter and see what's going on. By the way, if you are watching, you can see one of the things that they're doing is having players immediately sign a trading card. The value of those trading cards is going to be through the roof. Like literally, this is a 1-of-1 card and the first professional autograph that this player has ever signed. Another tie-in is Heinz, the ketchup, is giving a red jacket to the players selected at 57. So somebody is going to have now a nice corporate tie-in with Heinz. The player that gets selected at 57 gets a red jacket and gets ketchup for life, which when you think about it, it's not bad. What if I told you never had to buy a bottle of ketchup again? I don't know how much that actually saves you, but not bad. Not bad at all. Little Rye Manhattan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Postman, so good to see you. Again, thanks everyone for being here. Adam says, I don't actually care who's having an affair as long as it's not my wife. You know, Adam, an awful lot of me feels the same way about that. You know, adults having consensual sex is not exactly a problem for me either. But when you're a head coach of an organization, you're supposed to set not just a professional code, but a leadership code, a moral code. There is something there to be questioned. Certainly judgment. Certainly the question of judgment. So, I mean, there's no way you can look at that and go, nice job, everybody. Way to go. Here's a great question from MK. And again, I appreciate the questions. I appreciate all the comments. This is a great question from MK saying, is Mac Jones trade bait tonight? I think he was trade bait leading up to this, but then the 49ers hauled their bait and put it back in the boat. I don't think he's going to be traded. Kyle Shanahan has basically come out and said, we're not in the business of trading Mac Jones. All indications were the asking price for Mac Jones a month ago was through the roof. They wanted the world for Mac Jones. So no team bit, and I don't think that he is going to be traded. But thanks very much. Good question. Good question. All right, Buccaneers, what are you doing? What are you doing, Buccaneers? Let's see. Let's see. Here we go. The Tyrannosaurus Rex is officially off the board. Let's go here. Let's go here. And we will share this. The man with short arms, but is a hell of a player, Rueben Bain Jr., is not heading far away from Miami. He's just going up the state of Florida, and he is going to be a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. I'm going to tell you, I was at the national championship game watching Indiana beat Miami, and it's really good that that game did not go to overtime because Rueben Bain Jr. was wearing the Hoosiers out. He is an outstanding football player. You know, you're not going to ever draft a guy with a low motor, and you hear everybody described as he's got a high motor. He's got a high motor. This guy does have a high motor. He is a special football player, period. I don't care how short his arms are. I don't care what a physical shortcoming that might mean historically for edge rushers in this league. This is a football player. Straight up. This is a football player of the first degree. And if you are a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan, I think you got to be very, very happy with that pick. No problems at all. How about that? Facts, Damon. I don't even know what facts I was spitting that you're agreeing with, but thank you very, very much. Pro L Delady. I don't even know what that handle is, saying the entire affair thing, really, when players beat up pregnant girlfriends. Look, this is, first of all, I can tell you that the vast majority of guys dating pregnant women in the NFL do not beat those women up. Like, that is an unfair stereotype to be putting on a locker room full of players. By the way, I don't know if you guys have had dinner tonight or not, but if you are in a delivery area, check out my man Ike, who's got nothing but delicious sandwiches for you. And look, you know, I'm so proud to be brought to you now by Prize Picks. If you want to sign up for Prize Picks, use code HMA. When you do so, you'll be very, very happy that you did. Prize Picks right now. I will show you what I got in play a little bit later on. Here's the lineup that I set on Prize Picks. It's very simple. You select more or less. I got a battle of centers happening tonight in Minnesota. I got Jokic, more than 29.5 points. I got Rudy Gobert, more than 10.5 points. I just put a little $5 play on it, 5 to win 15. Let's see how it does, but it's really simple. And obviously, you can go with team picks. You can select winners. You can select spreads. You can select totals on any major game. There is even in-game lineup setting to be done. And I am a huge fan of Prize Picks. It's an awful lot of fun. And obviously, whenever you are making decisions like this, you never want to make a decision that is beyond your ability to lose. You know, never, ever, ever wager what you cannot afford to lose. I'm just putting a little 5 spot on it, and it makes the night of watching sports a little bit more fun. It really does. So use code HMA when you sign up. You can click on the description right in this live stream, and you will get just directed right to Prize Picks. Check it out. Sign up. Use code HMA when you do. So, Rueben Bain off the board. Couldn't beat Indiana, but man, he was awesome in that game. He really, really was. He was so good. And he's a hell of a football player. I think Tampa Bay is going to be very, very happy with that. I mean, Rueben Bain, I saw him, mocked going about as high as 5 in this draft about a week ago. So, value there as the board gets played, no doubt. But we will see when it all comes out in the wash. I like that pick. I like that pick very much. New York Jets on the clock here at 16. New York Jets traded in this draft already. Oh, no, excuse me. That was not the New York Jets who traded with the Kansas City Chiefs. That was the Cleveland Browns. This is the Jets pick. Are they going tight end? They are going tight end. There you go. If you are an Oregon Ducks fan, you just saw Kenyan Sadiq go off the board right there. There you go. Kenyan Sadiq is a New York Jet. This guy he will stretch a defense from the position of tight end. He runs a great seam route. He really does. He is fast. He is physical. He's a big guy. He's got really good hands. Not as much of a blocker as you would like a tight end to be, but you are not drafting him to play on the line of scrimmage. You are drafting him to be a weapon. He's the first tight end off the board here in this draft. Everyone said he would be, and indeed he is. Kenyan Sadiq going to the New York Jets. Okay. Like that pick. Absolutely like that pick. Good player. Didn't do much against Indiana in the Peach Bowl, I'll tell you that. But he's a very good player. Very good player. I mean, everybody, look at it this way. Are the Jets fans in Pittsburgh booing tonight? Are the boo birds out for this one? They shouldn't be. This is a good pick by the New York Jets. Gilbert, GRF, says, Damon, how do you feel about Simpson going to L.A.? Hey, I'm very, very happy that the Rams added a player that the Niners don't need to worry about. Not this year anyways. He won't be playing. He won't be playing. I think that's if Ty Simpson turns into a great quarterback and they just go from Stafford to Simpson, then we'll talk about it being a great pick. But in the meantime, that's not a player that's going to be knocking on the door of haunting the Niners this season. So, I'm surprised. I thought that if the Rams really wanted Ty Simpson, could they have traded? They could have traded back as far as before Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh needs a quarterback, I think, in this draft. Anything before Pittsburgh, they still could have landed Ty Simpson. I think it's a little bit of a reach. But again, trying to grade what's going on as it's happening is fool's gold. Trying to grade what's going on as soon as the draft is over is fool's gold. We just had a show the other day where we talked about what might be the worst draft of all time. And let me go back to that in just a moment in case you missed that show that we did on, I think it was just yesterday. They all blend together. They really did. Hopefully I still got this up here. Look at this. This is the 2013 NFL draft. As all of these picks came in, everyone was given, that's a great pick. This is a fantastic pick. This might be the worst top 10 of all time. Lane Johnson is the only guy who had a really good career here. Eric Fisher, good player. Jokel, disaster. Deion Jordan, disaster. Ezekiel Anza was good, got hurt, never able to recover from those injuries, and that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Bartavius Mingo did not have a sack in the first 2 years of his career. Jonathan Cooper, injury-riddled, did nothing. Tavon Austin, who the Rams traded up for, did nothing. D. Milner did nothing. Chance Warmack did nothing. Now, on the night of that draft, on the night of the 2013 NFL draft, I'm sure everybody was like, this is a franchise-defining, this is a moment, nothing in this league proves that you can play in this league until you play in this league. Not Mel Kiper, not Todd McShay. Nobody can say this is the right pick until you see 2-3 seasons of football out of somebody. We got more supers, and I thank you so much for the supers, by the way. Did you see Joey Bosa dropping his price to sign with the 49ers after the draft is over? Very good question, Interstellar Dreaming. Thank you so much. I'm going to tell you right now, find me any Bosa. Joey, Nick, anyone. Find any Bosa giving a hometown discount ever. I've never seen it. Now, I really did think the opportunity to play with his brother would be something that he might leave a little money on the table in order to do. But that didn't happen last time around, and he just had a pretty good season in Buffalo, and I don't know if it's going to happen this time around. My official answer is, wouldn't that be great? And if he were, I think the 49ers would jump all over that. But let's see what they do here at 27. If they were to take a guy who plays edge, who plays line, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the chances of it happening decrease. But I'd like to see it. I still think Joey Bosa's got some actual football left in him. But if the Niners take Cassius Howell, I think that pretty much slams the door. My man Barry saying, I love Mary. You love Jillian. We're two lucky guys. We ain't messing that up. No, I'm not going to Mike Vrabel or Rossini my life away. Absolutely not. By the way, on YouTube alone right now, we have over 200 people watching our live party, but we don't even have more than 125 likes. That means at least 75 of you could lean in and tap that like button right now. Also, please hit subscribe. Please go ahead and hit notify. And whenever we go live, whenever a video comes up, you will know about it. I thank you so much for supporting what I'm doing over here. 49ers Red Zone just dropping a bruise. Thank you very much, Niner Red Zone. I'm an Alabama fan. I was at the Rose Bowl, and all I can say is thank God the Rams drafted Ty Simpson. Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised too. I really am. But he got hurt in that game. When he got hurt in that game, how did it affect his he had a terrible Rose Bowl. But everybody on Alabama had a terrible Rose Bowl. Indiana was just too much for the Alabama Crimson Tide that day. Sentences I never thought would come out of my mouth. Yeah, the day Indiana just whipped Alabama in the Rose Bowl. Murdered them. Now, I don't think Kenny is talking about the channel here. I think Kenny's talking about the sandwich at Ike's, and you are right. The Damon Bruce is super nice. It's this nice. That's how nice it is. I am delicious. Little steak sauce, little onion rings, little provolone. Again, I've told you, I always like onions, and I don't like Dutch Crunch. I get mine on a soft roll. Thank you very much. But please, when you are ordering Ike, another tackle off the board to the Detroit Lions. Let me get up back here and get caught up. Boom, boom, boom. Another tackle down. I think the 49ers are going with Cassius Howell at 27. Because Blake Miller of Clemson is now off the board. He was a right tackle, very good tackle. I don't think he was going to be the left tackle of the future, but could he have moved and kicked in and played guard for the Niners? The answer is yeah. Now, Ionacher is still out there, the hulking prospect out of Arizona State. A lot of people think that the Trent Williams signing means that that's not happening. What will be happening, though, is the Niners are looking 10 picks down the board here. They are 10 draft picks away. They're at 27. Lions just picked at 17. But another tackle off the board. Just catching up on your comments. Jose says, is there a sense if whether the 49ers are drafting for need, as they rarely do, or will it be best player available or wide receiver running back? who Kyle likes to ride the bench in the first year. Now, this is my concern about a wide receiver. With Mike Evans, with Christian Kirk, and with Ricky Pearsall, how is a wide receiver that they were to draft, if they are to draft a wide receiver, supposed to also beat out Demarcus Robinson and Jordan Watkins and Jacob Cowing? I could see them drafting a wide receiver like Omar Cooper Jr. and Omar Cooper Jr. not having a target until week 4 and not having a catch till week 6. Defensive tackle Caleb Banks off the board to the Minnesota Vikings at 18 overall. I think they got to go trenches or safety. But I think they're looking trenches. And I do like Cassius Howell. I do. Red Jet, good for Sadiq. And yes, we know that Michelle Haberman is an Oregon fan. Love Sadiq. Might have a better time in New York than most. Or, he'll just be crushed under the weight of the dysfunction that is the New York Jets. There's always that too. Wow, I thought the Niners reached all the time, but that was a huge reach. I think you're talking about Ty Simpson once again. Yeah, I'm surprised by it. I really, really am. That's a stunner to me. On Friday morning, 9 a.m. West Coast time, yours truly and Larry Krueger will be coming to you for a wake-up tomorrow to review everything that happened in the first round, to talk about what the Niners might do in the second round. And I'm telling you that trading back at 27 is absolutely in play. Absolutely in play for the 49ers tonight. And I think it should be. But Larry and I are going to be with you tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. West Coast, and I hope you plan on coming on by. Great job, brother. Not good job, great job. Thank you, Jay. Really appreciate you being here tonight. Definitely a reach. Great pick, Lambs. Candlestick 49er. Laughing at that one. Eagles absolutely scored on Lane Johnson. Yes, James, they did. Lane was good. But remember, Lane had an early in his career performance-enhancing drug suspension. For a minute there, that looked touch and go. But then, you go to 3 Super Bowls, you win 2 of them, and the guy's best player on the offensive line that defined a couple of those wins for the Eagles. Yeah, Lane Johnson is a special player. He is the only player that is living up to a first-round draft grade from that top 10 back in 2013. Yeah, Lane Johnson probably is a future Hall of Famer. Did the rest of those players even make a single Pro Bowl? I think Ziggy Ansah made a Pro Bowl. Eric Fisher made 1 Pro Bowl before he tore his ACL in that AFC title game. Eric Fisher had a good career, but he was not a franchise player. He's not the number 1 overall pick in the draft. I mean, he shouldn't have been. Habes smashing like buttons, and a whole bunch of people just smashed like buttons. We have over 181 likes. We have nearly 250 people just watching here on YouTube. Thank you so much for coming on by. We've got nearly 800 people across all of our streaming platforms right now, X included. I just called it X, I think, for the first time in my life. I meant to say Twitter. Vrabel is now a verb. It really is, Michael. Hey, man. How did that insider get that information? Did she Vrabel her way to it? Sorry, ladies. Sorry, that question will be asked. That's so unfair, by the way, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Kind of the disappointing thing about it all, too, if I could just go back to that for just a minute. Rossini always seemed really cool. Rossini seemed like a girl you want to go get a beer with. She really did. Obviously, Mike Vrabel thought the same thing. But she always seemed pretty cool. This is what's really disappointed me about Joy Taylor, too, because I actually met Joy Taylor a couple times, and I certainly know people that worked an awful lot with Joy Taylor. My old producer, John Goulet, worked directly with Joy Taylor. My pal, Sam Batesh, who comes on the channel. We got to get Sammy back soon. My pal, Sam Batesh, said Joy Taylor's cool as fuck. And to watch her be so willing to tear down careers and sleep with whoever to move up the ladder is disappointing. And we might never see Joy Taylor in this industry again. And I don't think we're ever going to see Diana Rossini in this industry ever again. Again, the question from Alexander Boy Productions. Wide receiver or edge? What are we going to do? I think it's going to be edge. I am become Death Destroyer of Words. Hey, Damon, does Ike have any stats on how many people have had you in their mouth this year? Great question. And yeah, I'm sure they track every single sandwich sell. And here's what I do know. By the way, the pick is into the Carolina Panthers at 19 and another tackle. My favorite tackle in this draft, Monroe Freeling, is off the board. Monroe Freeling out of Georgia. He had an unbelievable combine. He is off the board now. I like Monroe Freeling an awful lot. I'm one of the best-selling sandwiches at Ike's. One of the best-selling sandwiches in the history of Ike's. I'm also one of the most expensive sandwiches in the history of Ike's, which I said I wanted to be. I'm big with the ladies. Ladies like those steak sandwiches. I know that. So when you get to Ike's, get yourself a Damon Bruce. You'll be very happy that you did. By the way, thanks so much to Prize Picks as well for being a sponsor here of the program. It is great to have them aboard. It's great to have you aboard as well. This is Mike Val in San Francisco saying, I've been rocking with Ike's fantastic sandwiches. Outstanding. Ike's in Emeryville. Outstanding. Love me some Ike's. Got a Damon Bruce at Ike's in New Orleans. You do taste good. Thank you very much, Barry. I appreciate it. I am delicious. Hey, we got ourselves a pick, or we got ourselves a trade. The Eagles and Cowboys have just traded. The Cowboys have come up to 20. The Eagles are now back to 23. And the Eagles pick is in. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, I wonder if this isn't a foreshadowing of an A.J. Brown trade, because look at this. Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver from USC, just selected by the Philadelphia Eagles, who traded up for him. What does that mean for A.J. Brown? Let's go live to Diana Rossini to find out. Oh, no, we don't do that anymore, do we? Oops. How about that? What is that, our third trade here of the first round? I believe that is our third trade of the first round. Pull of Vrabel. Oh, I'm telling you, there's going to be some vicious t-shirts around the NFL this year. Some vicious t-shirts. Yep, another offensive tackle gone. Rudy, all I can tell you, I know a lot of people out there looked at the value and the age and said $25 million over 2 years, well, $50 million over 2 years, $25 million a season is too much for Trent. I totally disagree. The guy plays an elite left tackle still. All elite NFL players can be looking at $25 million, $20 million contracts easily. It's going to happen at every single position. Every single position. So what seems to be sticker shock from just a year or two ago is now the price of a Honda Civic in this league. It really is. Great players, dependable players will be making $20 million per position in this league. I'm very happy with this cocktail, by the way. I'm going to go and get one of my cherries out of here. I got double cherried here by Jillian. I do love a very good brandied cherry. Let's go. That's a great brandied cherry. Barry Ford says, did your station ever use Valerie Geller As a consultant, no, I don't. I don't even know the name Valerie Geller. Sorry. Alex True, trade back. Yeah, I do think trading back is absolutely in play for the 49ers here, especially if they're thinking about defensive line. Pittsburgh, now officially up here. And obviously, with this draft being in Pittsburgh, this crowd is going to go nuts during this pick. What are we drinking? Lyle wants to know. The onion rings on your sandwich makes it. Yeah, crispy onion rings on the sandwich. That's the thing about my sandwich. My sandwich is the kind of sandwich that when you order it, you want to eat it right away. You don't want those onion rings to get soggy. You want to eat it right away. It gets even better, Lyle, when you do that. A Manhattan. And then when we're done with this, we are going to fill back up with this. And we're going to have a little Heaven Hill whiskey because that's the way we roll here. Extra dirty, Joe. You know what I'm talking about. Six picks away. We are at 21, and the Steelers pick is in. What do we got going on with the Pittsburgh Steelers? My buddy, Todd Sherman, is a huge Steelers fan. He lives in Pittsburgh, and he is so excited that the whole city looks great tonight. And it really is. Pittsburgh, I'm telling you, for a city named Pittsburgh, which just makes it sound gray and rusty. Pittsburgh is a gorgeous city. It's hilly. There are bridges everywhere. It's gorgeous. Pittsburgh is a gorgeous city, believe it or not. And tonight it's looking fantastic on this draft coverage. Again, Malachi Lemon, A.J. Brown replacement, Rudy E. You might not be wrong. You may not be wrong. By the way, we are nearly at 200 likes. We're at 199 right now. So lean in, tap that like button if you would, please. Steelers, what are you doing, Pittsburgh? What you going to do? Oh, what are they playing a little renegade right now? Yeah. Yeah, they're going to play renegade, and this whole stadium is going to go nuts. Thank you for watching me, but I'm going to watch this stadium go nuts when the beat drops in renegade. The jig is dumping down. You finally found it. It's a good song. Sticks. Good to see Sticks still relevant. Oh, this crowd's about to go bonkers. There you go. It's like a nice little peak. Lots of good peaks. Fish coming back to the sphere, talking about peaks. There you go. We got Travis Couch saying no crying when the 49ers trade their pick. I'll celebrate the 49ers trading their pick back. I absolutely will. I think it would be a very good idea in a deep draft. I'm down with trading back from 27, especially if it gets in the third rounder. I would absolutely trade back. I'm not mad at that at all. If Omar Cooper Jr. lasts to us, I'm going to pre-order my jersey. Wouldn't that be something if I had a Hoosier being taken number 1 overall to the Raiders and then Omar Cooper Jr. comes to the 49ers? It's amazing. Indeed. It's an old-fashioned Buster Bratmus. When it comes to Trent Williams, again, I totally agree with you. Just look at our record with and without Trent. That says it all. Just look at production with and without Trent. Just look at Brock Purdy's production. Just look at Christian McCaffrey's production with and without Trent. It's two different offenses. He matters. And you don't say goodbye to the best left tackle in football at any age when he remains one of the best left tackles in football. Again, if Ian Nature or Ioniture from Arizona State is there at 27. I wouldn't mind them scooping him up. I really wouldn't. But I do think that Cassius Howell could absolutely be in play at 27 as well. All right, Pittsburgh, what do you got here? Oh, how about this? There's Ionicher right there. To the Pittsburgh Steelers. This guy is a mountain of a man. He hasn't played much organized football. He started in 2022. He's from Nigeria. He moves. He runs like the wind for a man his size. This is one of the biggest offensive linemen in this draft class, and he is now a Pittsburgh Steeler out of Arizona State. The chances of the Niners trading back, I think, just went up again. Just went up again. Pull your pants up. You're on TV, buddy. I'm looking at a pair of underpants right here. Get out of your man's way, dude. Get out of your man's way. By the way, one of my favorite things about the draft is watching the families react. Their entire life changes. I heard you, Damon. Epic song. Yeah, Renegade, man. No doubt. Great song. When it kicks in, it's great. And he's gone. Yeah, Rudy. He's gone. He is gone. What is this? Rayand Demand. You the man, Damon. Love your show. Your thoughts on Larry Krueger on Dieter's show saying you're sensitive? What? I'm sensitive? I did not know that. I wasn't watching Dieter that night. I had no idea that I was a sensitive type. I'll have to ask Larry about that. Larry's the guy who gets really sensitive at times. He starts blocking people. I'm too dead inside to be sensitive at this point in my career. I hope someone takes Caleb Lomu. Of all the offensive tackles, Lomu is the guy I'm least excited about. But if they did take Caleb Lomu and said, hey, man, you're going to be playing guard for us, I could see that working out for the 49ers. But I don't know if he's a left tackle of the future. Yeah, Chef A is down for the reactions as well. Watching these families react with such joy, it's the most uplifting part of the draft indeed. I love it. I do. I love it. One, two, three, four, five, 6 picks away from the 49ers being on the clock at 27. CJ Allen would be nice. J4 McCallie. Look. Oh, they're bringing in Primanti Brother sandwiches. Nothing says you're in Pittsburgh like a Primanti Brother sandwich. Look at those. Oh, I think what do they got? Some Quaker State wings as well there. You got better hair, Damon. Look, it's starting to go. Like I'm seeing my boy was standing above me yesterday. I'm sitting on the couch. I got Jack standing up behind me, and he's like, "Dad, I can see your scalp." Yeah, I mean, and that happens when you're 51. You start losing your assets. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, you cannot eat a Primanti Brothers sandwich on the air while you're broadcasting the draft and think you're going to get away with it and come out with a clean suit and tie. Oh, yeah, it's like a big loaf of bread. Primanti Brothers sandwiches are awesome. I went to the original Primanti Brothers when I was in Pittsburgh, and it's basically right down on the shipping docks. And they would have truckers. The Primanti Brothers sandwiches, the best one you can get is the fried bologna sandwich with the French fries on it. If you're at Primanti Brothers, get the fried bologna sandwich. I wonder if they dropped off fried bologna. Chargers pick is in, and the edge, Hakeem Messador from Miami. Again, a guy who just was a handful for Indiana in the national championship game. Hakeem Messador is a player that was mocked to the Niners in a few mocks that came in late. He's a really good player. I like him an awful lot. I like that pick to the Chargers. I think Jim Harbaugh is going to like that pick as well. Good player. Very good player. Well, now you got me curious. Watch the show. You'll see he did it recently with Dieter. You'll see how it went down. Dude, can you give me a timestamp? Can you give me a timestamp there? I'll confront Larry on Wake Up tomorrow. Let's see. Happy draft day to all. Mike, thank you so much for that super, man. Nice and generous coming in with $10 for the ganja jar. Appreciate you very, very much. This, by the way, is absolutely an option here, Travis. Talking about what the Niners might do. Toledo safety, Emmanuel McNeil Warren. I do like him. I don't know if they need a safety in the first round, though, as much as they need some help in the trenches. Now, I'm a huge fan of Bud Clark, who I think is there for day 2. I think he is there in the second round for the 49ers. That's when I would be going safety. I would look trenches in the first round. I would look safety in the second round. I really would. But if they did go, Emmanuel McNeil Warren has rocketed up draft boards just in the last week or two, and he is good. But again, I'm just always hesitant to take a player from a small school like Toledo. Who's he out there playing against? Who's he running with? Is he really looking great against guys who have true NFL speed in the MAC? I don't know. Good players can come from anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. Good chefs can come from anywhere. Hey, I'm from Toledo, says Chef A. We got Stefan coming in saying they're drafting wide receiver. Again, I wouldn't mind wide receiver, but are you going to play him? That's what I need. I need a player drafted who plays. That's what the Niners need. I don't need a draft and stack. I think they need someone who's going to be out there. Drafting a wide receiver, you're already the 6th man on the depth chart just because you're a rookie. You know that Mike Evans, Christian Kirk, you know that Demarcus Robinson, you know that Ricky Pearsall, you know that Jacob Evans, you know that Jordan Watkins are all in front of you. That's 5 wide receivers right there. I think that they're going to be lining up Christian McCaffrey in the slot this year more than ever before. I almost consider McCaffrey a wide receiver. I think that Tongus is a guy who they're going to be throwing to an awful lot this year. I know he's your tight end, but he's not a blocking tight end as much as he's a receiving weapon. So there's another target that prevents a young wide receiver going out there and actually developing. What? Barry Ford. You cut your foot-long dreads last month? You're bald now? I've always said if I were a black man, I would either have the most popping afro you have ever seen. I would look like a light bulb if I were a black man. I would have an afro that was like Oscar Gamble level afro, or I'd have dreads. That's the way I would go. And then I wouldn't hesitate. The minute my hair started thinning, I would just go full bald, just shave it all off. It's so much easier for black dudes to pull off the I'm totally bald look than it is for white dudes. I shaved my hair once. I instantly looked like Private Pile from fucking Full Metal Jacket. It was not good. Getting back to what's important here, David says, I want O-line, D-line, or safety. Yeah. I would agree with you on all 3 fronts, except for the fact that I do think that offensive line is becoming less and less and less of an option with all these tackles off the board. Tough to take a guard in the first round. It really is. And without a doubt. Lucas Ortiz says, just draft a football guy. Linebacker to shut down the run. Yeah, look, C.J. Allen out of Georgia could be in play, I think, for the 49ers. But again, how are you going to get on the field, right? How are you getting on the field? We all know it's Fred Warner. Dre Greenlaw isn't back to just be here. They're going to hope to get him. And now, you know, how much Dre Greenlaw is going to actually play with his injury history, we'll all find out. But we got to pick in right now with the Dallas Cowboys. Seriously, I did look like Private Pile there, Mario. It was not a good look at all. I shaved my beard off once. Jillian looked at me. She's like, grow your beard back today. Malachi Lawrence, an edge from University of Central Florida, just selected by the Dallas Cowboys. So we are now 3 picks away from what the 49ers are going to be doing in round 1 here. I think trading back becomes more and more of an option with every one of these picks coming in. Look at all the yes men surrounding Jerry Jones. Look at all these yes men in Dallas. They're like, hey, we don't get anything right almost ever. Let's got 30 people in here. Damon, do you still have the squeaky disco ball? I do. You want to go a little club? Should we get to Club Plus here? Hold on. Where's this thing? How do I pull? It's been a while since we've gone to the club. Should we go to the club? Let's go to the club as we get ready for the pick. There we go. The world's squeakiest disco ball is in play. It's got to be good for the Niners on some level. Club Plus is officially here. Damon, Kyle is going to Kyle. I hope you're wrong, man. Here's the thing. Don't trade up. Don't reach for anyone. Don't reach. The 49ers are terrible when they reach for draft picks, and I can actually support that with evidence. This is drafting against what is considered the consensus big board in the first 3 rounds. There is no team that reaches as much as the 49ers. That's why they're on the very bottom of this graph. No team reaches like the 49ers in these rounds 1 through 3, and it doesn't work out for them nearly enough. You know, I think going away from their instincts, that's a tough thing to say. But man, I would just play the board. Don't try to be too clever. Don't try to be the detective who finds the clue that nobody else saw. Go with the best player who's got the most amount of game tape that you look at and go, this is a football player. You know, measurables do matter, of course, but it doesn't matter as much as production. Does not matter as much as production. Rudy, I wrote a name down. I put it in an envelope. I talked to my man, Bob Sargent of the 49ers this afternoon. I love Bob. Bob is their director of broadcasting, one of the best guys in San Francisco. And Bob was in the room with me and Larry Krueger the day that they drafted A.J. Jenkins. And I said, Bob, where are you watching tonight's draft? He's like, oh, I'm going to be at the facility. I'm going to be in the A.J. Jenkins room. That's the broadcasting room that I'm sure Larry is sitting in right now. '49er Red Zone says, Damon, I absolutely love that squeaky disco ball. Here we are. We're squeaking with the best of them. Let's go. Is it far enough away from the mic where you can't actually hear it right now? There it is. World's squeakiest disco. Look at me. Now I look like fish at the Sphere. Browns pick is in at 24. What are you doing, Cleveland? We're in commercial right now. We'll see if NFL.com has tipped this pick yet. Malachi Lawrence, though, going to the Dallas Cowboys. Okay. I watched Malachi Lawrence a few times. I was never like blown away. He's okay. I like Malachi Lawrence, I guess, but I never spoke once about how the Niners needed to draft him. Does anyone want to trade up? That's the question. Well, Burnsy, I think the answer is no. If you were going to trade up, I think you were going to come on up to get either a tackle, and Caleb Lomu's still out there. Caleb Lomu could go to the 49ers. He is still out there. I think you're trading up for a tackle, but there was a big run on tackles earlier in this draft. And I thought that Ty Simpson was a guy that might go at the end of the first round, and he did not. He went to the Los Angeles Rams much earlier here in this round. MB Drummer USA says, thanks for activating the squeaky disco ball. It reminds me when you first started. This is Mike Baker. Oh, Mike, good to have you here, Mike. Thank you very much. MB Drummer. Mike Baker, the drummer. Thank you, Mike. Yeah, here we are. Going back to the glory days. Trade Brandon Ayuk. Trade Brandon Ayuk. Trade Brandon Ayuk. Yeah, look at it this way. Does Brandon Ayuk really seriously want to play football anymore? Nobody's coming after him. This is something that Kruger and I were talking about on Friday. As, social media as he is, where's all the Brandon Ayuk running routes and looking good tape that you figured he would put out on social media? I haven't seen it. Cleveland Browns, your pick is in. Who are they taking? What do you got going on here? Well, a player that an awful lot of people might be a 49er thought, KC Concepcion, wide receiver, Texas A&M, is a Cleveland Brown. Have fun with Shedeur Sanders. Have fun with Shedeur Sanders. But KC Concepcion off the board. Don't let Kyle trade up. I agree with you, Tom. He's not trading up. Carl's excited. The club is open. Thank you, Carl. Good to have you here, brother. The light show has officially begun, 49er Red Zone. You can find me in the club. Yeah, no beard, no mustache, no goatee, no hair, no low to no maintenance other than the shaver. You'd look like Lex Luthor bald. Here's the thing. I didn't look like Lex Luthor. I looked like Private Pile. It was not a good look. Lex Luthor looked good bald. I'm not the guy. Damon, at this point, we need a bottle pull. I mean, I'm drinking a cocktail with you. We got cocktails, baby. But you know what we do? We need to have this very last delicious brandied cherry. Because the Niners are 3 picks away. The Chicago Bears are on the clock right here. Let me go ahead and kind of top this off while I stick a nice little ice cube in here. Top that off. Cheers. Here's to the NFL draft. Monty, time to hit the blunt, DB. Hey, roll it up and pass it my way. John Wallace has a little advice for the San Francisco 49ers. Don't try to be pretty. Stop trying to guess what you're going to do and just do it. Damon, it's your own sphere show, Butterscotch Johnson, which, by the way, great handle, Butterscotch Johnson. Club Damon, Club Plus, Barry, Club Plus. We're rocking here. We got thanks for activating the squeaky disco ball. Reminds me when you first started. Oh, Mike, we already did that. Thank you very much, Mike. Sorry. Edge or wide receiver for the 49ers. Postman, Club Plus. We got member berries going. Member berries indeed. Well, here's the thing. We got retro dude Carl Young. Nobody wants Brandon Ayuk. Here's the thing. Somebody wants Brandon Ayuk, but nobody's going to put any assets on the table for him because they know that the Niners are going to cut his ass. Why trade for a player and give up an asset when you know the Niners are just going to cut him? Two picks away. No Concepcion. Let me tell you, let it be Omar Cooper Jr. Fuck it. Do it. Damon, you'd look like Yul Brenner bald. Yul Brenner was a good-looking bald man, but thank you, the king and I. The Damon Sando needs to come with a Manhattan or a bottle pull. Joe, I mean, yeah. Absolutely. Monty, it's almost our time, DB. I see the pick in the on-deck circle. All right, here's the deal. The club has been fun, but we got bigger, serious things going on here. Let me get the lights back on. Here we go. Damon, you ever heard of a kid out of Auburn, Keldrick Falk? He's an edge rusher. Yeah, he's not a day one edge rusher, though. Not a day one edge rusher. Chef Eugene, who has been a member, and I'll tell you, anyone who's been a member on this channel, thank you so much. I absolutely owe my members a video. It's been a long time. Thank you so much for helping me support the family. Thank you for supporting the channel each and every month for what is, the cost of a cup of coffee. It means an awful lot. Like, subscribe, become a member. We got some merch that is available. I don't know if you picked up some Damon Bruce koozies, T-shirts, sweatshirts. They're all there for you. Hopefully this pick sets the tone and they stay healthy. Health is just the one thing that is never, ever guaranteed in this league. This one's for the JJ Raider jar. Thank you, Mike Baker. Appreciate you so much. We're going to tuck that in the jar. Buster Bratmus has become a YouTube member. Like, it's a huge thank you, Buster. Thank you. We got ourselves a schedule release coming in May. We don't have a date. The NFL isn't even giving us a date on that schedule release. Well, don't promote it then if you're not going to give me a date, for God's sakes. But thank you, Mike, and thank you, Buster. This is the wrong attitude to have here, Max Plus, Taximus. Lynch is about to screw the cooch. I hope not. They need a starting left guard. Let's see. We got Westside 541, who is a member, saying, congrats, Buster, and welcome indeed. Dylan Thieneman off the board to the Chicago Bears. There you go. The Bears have shook up a very successful secondary in this offseason, and he is now off the board. Here we go. We'll put this up here. Thieneman, by the way, those are Oregon's maybe best uniforms right there. Oregon should rock that more often. I know their whole point is we got 1 billion uniforms. I love that look for Oregon. This is a really good safety. This is a really good safety who's off the board, but he was not my favorite. At no point in time did I think that he was going to be a guy that the 49ers needed. I think he's okay. Maybe I got some Oregon bias because Indiana just went through them in the Peach Bowl, like in a manner I couldn't believe. So I think I've downgraded every single Oregon player, maybe unfairly, on my own draft board. We are 2 picks away from the San Francisco 49ers. Looking at the last few picks here of the first round, let's get all caught up. We're going to share this instead. Here we are. KC Concepcion, Malachi Lawrence, and Dylan Thieneman. Dylan Thieneman from Oregon, all off the board. At 26, it is Buffalo, and then 27 will be the 49ers. Wide receiver Denzel Boston, I guess, is still in play. If you're going to take a wide receiver, again, I'm biased. Let it be Omar Cooper Jr. What are the Niners going to do? Somebody said the Niners just traded back. I'm looking at a trade alert right now. The Buffalo Bills have traded their pick. The Buffalo Bills traded their pick to Houston. Yeah, I mean, the Niners weren't going to come up one spot. I don't know if the Niners have traded a pick, but there you go. The Buffalo Bills have traded out. It is now Houston on the board in front of the Niners instead of the Bills. Mario Anthony said Kruger didn't want Denzel Boston. You know what? I really don't want Denzel Boston either. The Dolphins are coming up for the 49ers pick. Did the Niners trade out? Did the Niners trade back at 27? Okay. I still want to see an official. I still want to see something official on that. I don't see it on ESPN. I haven't seen it anywhere. Let me see if the NFL has announced this trade at all. Look at this. Here we go. We're going to share this instead. Trade alert indeed. It has happened. The 49ers traded with the Miami Dolphins. The 49ers trade back to 30. Dolphins coming up to 27. All right, so we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going, but the 49ers move back. I want to know what the compensation is. I want to know what they also picked up there, but I like that. I like that an awful lot. We get picks 30 and 90. I like it. Spokane Niner, I like it too. I've been talking about trading down and trading back. Larry and I talked about it on Friday extensively. I think it's the right move. I like the move. I really do. Over 1,000 people currently watching across all of the platforms right now. Thank you so much for being here. All of you hit like and subscribe. Our subscribers have stalled out a little bit. It's been a while since I've seen that subscribe really start tracking up. And I know it's off-season NFL, a little Niner fatigue, I guess, in some. But I appreciate it. Come on in. The water's fine. Don't go anywhere. And we aren't going anywhere until the Niners make this pick, which is now at 30. My man, SF Indigo, a member for 27 months. Thank you, SF Indigo. Streaming the show during the commute. Now we're having a drink at the Fly Bar. Cheers, dude. Dude, I love the Fly Bar. Here's to everyone on the Viz. Houston Texans. Oh, now I did think that was a player that might have been in play for the Niners, Kalen Rutledge, the guard out of Georgia Tech. But again, you want to spend your first-round pick on a guard? I'm not going to get in your way of doing that. I got no problem there. But I do like Rutledge. He's a good player. I came on to him very late in the evaluation process. Barry, I don't know exactly how long you've been a member. It doesn't pop up when you do it. I don't know when it pops up or identifies who is or isn't a member. I don't know when that happens, but I thank you. Now ESPN is officially saying the Dolphins have traded for the pick. Yeah, they're running behind. They're running late. But going from 27 to 30 to pick up 90, I like that. SF pick, San Francisco turned pick 138 into pick 90, so they now have a third rounder. So 2 picks tomorrow. Thank you very much. That's my man. Jurgen Flurgen. No problems at all. I think Miami might pick up both my targets in this draft. They might get Omar Cooper Jr. Yeah, here's the thing. The Texans, and look, D'Amico Ryans knows the Niners well. The Texans might have come up in front of the Niners And the Niners might have had guard on the mind. So they scooped the guard from the Niners. And at that point, the Niners say, okay, we're trading back. Either way, I'm good with it. I am good with the Niners trading back here. Yeah, Niners were going guard. And they still could go Chase Basantes. Just Chase Basantes could be there at 30. Oh, what do you know? We got Michael Esperanza saying, Basantes, please. Yeah, getting your third-round draft pick. Remember, the Niners traded their third-round pick to Dallas for Osa Odigizua. So now they're back in the third round, and I like that an awful lot. I really do. I got no problems with that at all. Damon, the only problem with the 49ers having a third rounder is how bad their third round draft history is. It's not pretty. Rudy, it's not, but you can't let past mistakes prevent you from making future plans. You really can't. So I got no problem. And look, when this show started, I said trading back from 27 was absolutely in play. It's absolutely an option. I like the move. I like the move. I really do. Mario says, I guarantee you that Lynch will say that the guy we wanted at 27 is gone, so we got extra picks, plus a guy we also wanted. Yeah, that's what you do. That's what trading back means. Trade back again. Well, again, who wants to come up? Who's interested in 30? I would absolutely do that again. I would absolutely put that in play, but I probably don't think it's going to happen. By the way, how much better is the actual draft than mock drafts, for goodness sakes? Like, this is fun. This is fun. I was trying to explain to my 6-year-old. He's like, Dad, what are you watching names and people walk? He's like, this is boring. I'm like, boring to you. I get it. You're 6 years old. I get it. If there's not a ball involved and people aren't running, it's boring. I get it. Not to me. I love the draft. We hit on Fred Warner and Dominic Pooney in the third round. Yeah, again, it's not all a disaster. Look, this whole thing is luck. This whole thing is luck. It always has been. It always will be. Damon, I love the move unless KC gets Lomu. Again, I'm not a Caleb Lomu huge. If the Niners end up with Lomu, okay. Trading back to get Lomu and picking up a pick is fine with me. I honestly think Kansas City is going to go Lomu. When Kansas City traded up earlier, I was stunned that they didn't take one of the premier tackles in this draft. They took the first corner off the board. Has another corner been drafted, by the way? I don't think so. D'Angelo Pons at 30 could be an option for the Niners. Everyone's looking at Omar Cooper Jr. out of Indiana. Again, we're rocking Indiana Superman shirts right here tonight. Go Hoosiers, go Superman, who went number 1 overall in the draft. D'Angelo Pons could be in play at 30. All right, Miami at 27. What are you going to do? Here we go. We talked about how there's only one corner off the board. Now there are two. Chris Johnson from San Diego State, absolute stud of a player. I mean, you could not look through corners and not notice this guy stand out. And I looked an awful lot at D'Angelo Pons, and I kept coming back to Chris Johnson, who is just the bigger player. He's bigger. If Pons were as big as Chris Johnson, Pons would have been a top 15 pick in this draft. That's a good pick for Miami. Miami in full rebuild here. Chris Johnson, Miami earlier in the day, took Caden Proctor. So we got Bills, we got Chiefs, And then the 49ers at 30. Rudy E saying, I like this. Accumulate picks. They just did. I like the move too. Mario Anthony says Pooney is a bust, though. No. Dominic Pooney is not a bust. Dominic Pooney, progress is not linear. It doesn't always track up. Sometimes you go up and down a little bit. Dominic Pooney had a very good rookie season. He didn't have as good a sophomore season. I think with a really good offseason, Dominic Pooney is going to be a road grader. I like Dominic Pooney, and I think you will too. Calling him a bust is ridiculous. He is not a bust. He didn't have nearly as good a year last year as he did his first year. You look at that first year and you're like, oh, Pro Bowl second year maybe? No, it didn't happen. But I also thought that there were enough problems and enough injuries everywhere around the 49ers to where I'm not holding it against Pooney at all. D. Bruce, what are you sipping? We're sipping a little whiskey. I like my bourbon, I like my whiskey, and I like my liquor brown. I really, really do. I like them brown, yellow, Puerto Rican, and Haitian, and Jillian. Yeah, I mean, come on, John, you're right about Pooney is nothing close to a bust. Yeah, you're trying to be extra critical right there. Hey, Damon, I'm almost a 6-year-old. Can you explain the drafting trade back strategy today? I'm a newbie thanks to you. Well, look, yeah, you want more picks. Caleb Lomu, by the way, off the board. Caleb Lomu will not be a San Francisco 49er, and I don't have a problem with that at all. Mike Vrabel has taken Caleb Lomu, passing on Diana Rossini for Caleb Lomu. A lot of mocks had Lomu to the Niners at 27. Niners trade back. Patriots take him. I got no problems there. I didn't want Caleb Lomu that much. CJ Allen, turn him into Micah. Could absolutely be in play. Yeah, you want to talk about another third-round pick that I like right here? The visuals, Upton Stout was a third-rounder, and I do like Upton Stout. Yeah, exactly. Pooney, not a bust yet. Pooney's going to play in this league for 8 to 10 years, barring injury. Pooney's an NFL player, period. He will not be a bust. You can't talk about a guy with a long career being a bust. I don't think he's going to. There is no doubt that Pooney is you cannot call him a bust. It's ridiculous. Damon, trade back and take Dunker tomorrow. Jim from Pittsburgh. Look, who is going to come up to 30? Who is going to look for a fifth-year option? The Chiefs' pick is officially in. Damon, Caden McDonald, the defensive tackle out of OSU, is still on the board. I wouldn't mind that, but again, you drafted 2 defensive tackles last year, and you traded your third rounder for a defensive tackle who's going to play an awful lot of downs for you this year. And I still like Sebastian Valdez. I want Sebastian Valdez on the roster more than I want a defensive tackle taken in the first pick of the first round. The Raiders could be in play here, Mario. I won't disagree with you there. I think that they could be in play. But I do think that the Niners are probably going to want a first-round draft pick here. So I think they're going to take somebody at 30. I'd be surprised if they traded back again. But if they do, I'm not going to rip them at all. Niners are officially on the clock. Yeah, if that Chiefs pick is in, the Niners are indeed on the clock. We are waiting for the ESPN feed to get back from commercial here. Damon, Hill or Cooper? Well, without a doubt, give me the guy from Indiana. That's just fun for me to go down and talk to a guy from Indiana. Bottoms up. Bottoms up. A cocktail and a refill here to get through the first round. We got a tip pick on NFL.com. Again, the Patriots traded up to take Caleb Lomu. Good player, but not exactly a future starter at tackle. Maybe for the Patriots, he will be at right tackle. D. Moore, nothing but tribe references. New York City, represent. Linden Boulevard, represent. Come on. Tribe Called Quest is one of my single favorite bands of all time. I put them up there with the Grateful Dead and Fish and Led Zeppelin. Tribe Called Quest is incredible. Go Niners. Thank you very much, George, for being here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Now we're getting tipsy. Go ahead, get tipsy. I like that. Hell, Damon knows his shit. Thank you, Gonzo Slaps. I appreciate that. Thank you for coming on by and hanging out with us tonight. This has been an awful lot of fun. Here we go. I think we're about to see a very important moment for this regime. You know, when you talk about Kyle Shanahan, I'm a big fan of Kyle Shanahan. I'm a bigger fan than some of you, certainly in this chat, certainly some people who are, frustrated to see him going to Super Bowls, yet not coming away with a Lombardi trophy. He's an outstanding coach. He has helped change offense in the modern NFL. He truly has. I want to see him be successful. I want to see him win a Super Bowl. I really, really do. But nothing is forever. And he's not the only guy who can do it. This is a big, big moment in time for the 49ers. It's not just this pick. It is this draft, which has to go successful for them. Absolutely has to be successful for them. By the way, we've got over 500 people watching us right now on YouTube, and I thank you all so very much. Only 300 likes, though. How about everybody leaning in and hitting that like button right now? I would really appreciate it. I want to thank my sponsors, Ike's and Draft Picks. I want to thank all of you for being here. Thank you so much for coming. Over 1,200 people watching right now across all of our platforms. We're doing well on Twitter tonight. Chiefs pick is officially in. Niners just traded 30 to the Jets. How about that? The Jets coming back into the first round and the Niners trading out once again, picking up more picks for tomorrow. Let it happen. Let it happen. Let me tell you, Kruger is going to be thrilled with that. He gets to do another day of guessing who the Niners are going to pick. Kansas City Chiefs drafted a player that we didn't talk about once. You can go ahead and you can take Peter Woods from Clemson. Peter Woods to the Kansas City Chiefs. No problem there. Mo picks. What did they get in return? We will find out. Damon, I told you, could be Caleb Dunker tomorrow. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, Niners have traded out. They are completely out of the first round. The New York Jets are picking at 30. Buffalo is going to be at 31. Seattle is going to be at 32. And the Niners are out of the first round, which doesn't make this the most dramatic watch party we could ever have, but I do not mind this at all. I really don't. Wow. I didn't think that they were going to be trading out twice. Ozzy, come on in, Oz. Ozzy and Jack. Come on in, boys. Come on in. We got no draft pick here. This is Ozzy. Ozzy just got a haircut. Yeah, Kansas City is making a pick right here. Peter Woods. The Niners have traded out of the first round, boys.
Already picked when we were up.
I know. Are you disappointed that the Niners didn't take a player? Did you want to see a player drafted?
Yes.
Boys. Yeah, I know. Look, the boys wanted a player drafted. Look at how green it is. The Jets are about to make a pick. The Niners traded out. Let me explain what that means to the both of you.
Traded out for another player, but
they traded out for another draft pick. So the Niners, instead of picking one player in the first round, they now get to pick multiple players over the next 6 rounds. That's what's going on here. So the Niners are looking to take more players tomorrow and on Sunday, and we'll see what they actually get here in return. Boys? So the Niners traded from 30, so they get a second-round pick. So they're going to be picking at the front end. They're going to be picking 33 tomorrow from the New York Jets, and they picked up another player as well. They picked up another draft pick as well. Do you like that, Oz?
Yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys, are you going to bed? It is almost 8 o'clock, which means it is your bedtime.
No, it's not.
No, it's your bedtime. So then the New York Jets are taking. Hold on, don't touch the microphone. Who are the New York Jets taking here? Who are the New York Jets taking? Omar Cooper Jr. from Indiana. Again, might have been a Niner, but I don't think he was going to play it. Again, Omar Cooper Jr. would have been the guy that the Niners drafted, and he didn't get a target until week 4, didn't get a catch until week 6. He would not have cracked an already 6-man deep wide receiver class room. So I don't, good luck, Omar Cooper. You're going to be a Jet, which means your career is over. What a shame. 2 players drafted in the first round, and you go to 2 of the losingest franchises there are, the Raiders and the Jets, but maybe that's a big turnaround. Maybe it's a big turnaround. Oh, dude, his sister played at Purdue? Well, screw the Cooper family then. What a confused group of people they are. How can you have the brother go to Indiana and the sister go? Boys, will you ever go to Purdue? No. No, never.
Baby.
Never.
Baby.
Indiana.
Baby.
You can go to Indiana or Cal. That's it.
Stanford.
Oh, now you're going to make mommy mad. She's going to be upset with you. Don't you? No. Thank you, boys. Honey. Thank you. Well, what do you know? Mike Val saying, Damon, I don't like the trade. You should, though. You should like the trade because more players in the coming part of this draft is the right way to go. The Niners need to get younger. They need to get younger at several positions. They have traded. They've picked up a second rounder. They have picked up a third rounder. I got no problem here at all. No problem here at all. Good night, Jack and Ozzy from Uncle Barry and Aunt Mary. And let me tell you, this is, without a doubt, this truly is a family that we've got here. What a great group of people that we have coming and hanging out with us each and every day on the Plus. Thank you for coming on back and hanging out with us tonight. We're going to stick with it. I mean, we're not going anywhere here. We're going to watch the first round. Big money. How dare you? Damon, your sons would make great Boilermakers. No, see, here's the thing. Both of my sons want to go to a college with a better party scene and hotter chicks. Indiana's got both. But Damon, what about the education? They're smart boys already. And I agree with you. Volume, baby. Don Friedis Jr., volume, baby. Give me some volume. I got no problem at all. More picks, trading back twice. The Niners have traded back twice in the first round. I got no problem with that at all. No problem with that at all. David Bailey, Kenyan Sadiq, and Omar Cooper Jr. My God, the Jets, 3 first-round picks. Very good players all the way around, no doubt. Number 2, number 16, and number 30. Accumulate a glut of draft picks. There are some exceptional players in later rounds. I would agree with you, man. I would agree with you. I feel good about this. D. Bruce, great call on the trade backs. I thought trading back once was absolutely in play. Trading back twice, I didn't think was going to be in play. I did think that they were going to have a first-round pick, but I got no problems with it at all. And tomorrow's wake-up with yours truly and Larry Krueger is going to be an awful lot of fun. The entirety of the NFL draft, but for 32 players, is still there for them. Damon, did AI trade back twice? Hey, Tuna Balm, I think it's a good thing to do. Good thing to do. I got no problem. Picking up 2 extra picks. The Niners did. They picked up 2 extra picks. So instead of having 6, they now have 8 draft picks. No problems there. No problems there at all. The Titans coming in here at 31. Robert Saleh, what are you doing? I think that Robert Saleh, this could be C.J. Allen, by the way. Robert Saleh, he loves his linebackers, and I think the Titans need to improve that linebacking core. I wouldn't be surprised to see C.J. Allen off the board here at all. Wow, they just announced that 320,000 people have shown up in Pittsburgh for the draft. That's a lot of people, dude. That's almost a Woodstock level crowd right there. Tennessee Titans are taking Kendrick Falk, edge out of Auburn. So Seattle is going to come up to be the Seattle's going to come on up to be the final pick of the first round, and the 49ers are going to start tomorrow with the first pick of the second round. The first pick of the second round. How about that? Kendrick Falk, edge out of Auburn. Zothmas, 2 extra picks are good, D. Bruce. Yeah, I agree. Hey, found our starting quarterback in the last round. Go Niners. Yeah, who's he? I heard he was a dink and dunk quarterback. Oh, no, he's definitely not one of those. Yeah, I think that that's a good move. I really do. I tell you, there's a part of me that, I wanted to be excited about a player tonight, but you can be excited about a couple of players coming up for the 49ers tomorrow. Let me get the official total here. So let me see. Yeah, the Dolphins traded up to San Francisco's turn at 27. The 49ers got pick number 30 and 90. They then traded back again, did the 49ers. 5 of the last 6 picks in the first round were traded. How about that? And that's the Niners doing it twice. So the Niners pick up, they trade back for the Jets at 30 to get pick 33. So they're going to start the first round and they get pick number 179. Remember, the 49ers now have 4 fourth-round picks. They have 2 second-round picks. They have a third-round pick, which means the Niners can start moving around the board a little bit tomorrow as well. They can put those fourth-rounders in play and move into the third round twice if they actually want to. No problems there at all. No problems there at all. Now, we got Dante Polk saying, I'm shaking my head. Don't shake your head, man. I think this is the right way to do it. I think that the 49ers need to get a lot younger. They need to add more rookie contracts, and they're going to do that. Now you got to start hitting picks tomorrow, starting with the very first pick of the second round. I got no problems. No problems with what we have seen here at all. Damon, wrong. They now only have 3 fourth rounds, I believe. That's right, because they did trade their original third round pick for Osi Odigizua. We got Mike Val saying a dub sack for the Ganja Jar coming in with a 20 spot. Thank you very, very much. We have seen some generosity here in the supers, and I really do appreciate that. Thanks to all of you who have come on and dropped a super. I'm going to go watch some NBA playoff. Let me tell you one more time, we are brought to you by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is fantastic. What I'd love to see you do is to sign up for Prize Picks and use promo code HMA. You play $5 and you get $50 more to play with instantly when you do that. I've already made some Prize Picks for tonight. I got Jokic with more than 29.5 points. I got Rudy Gobert with more than 10.5 points. I got a big battle of centers going on. So give it to me. Again, a little 5 spot. Little 5 spot makes the evening more interesting indeed. And I think the 49ers have made days 2 and 3 of this draft more interesting indeed. San Francisco will have the first pick of the second round tomorrow. They'll be picking at 33. I like it. I really do. There are tons of good players, I think, still available in this draft. And now if the Niners view it differently, maybe they say to themselves, they're not going to be tons of players, but in the second and the third, with their 4 fourth rounders, they can really start moving around now. I like it. Chef A says, have a great night, everyone. See you on Damon Bruce Plus tomorrow. And let me just tell you what we're going to do tomorrow is go live at 9 a.m. with Niners Wake Up. Yours truly, Larry Krueger, one of the biggest shows emanating from the Bay Area. We do it. We co-host on both of our channels. We're going to be doing a Wake Up tomorrow, and it's going to be another day of what do you think the Niners are going to do? Sign me up for one more. And then, you know what? We'll be dropping videos throughout the day. Maybe we'll come on back and hang out and cocktail it up on a Friday afternoon for round 2. Why not? I'm going to see if I can get another get out of jail free card with the missus here. I'm in. Raphael X say, I sat through it for nothing. Nah, Raphael, don't look at it that way. I think I don't think you should be angry at this at all. I know it feels a little bit, little blue balls, like you wanted to hook up tonight. You didn't exactly hook up, but you get your opportunity to hook up with more girls coming up tomorrow. You don't need to chase the night. Another one's coming tomorrow. And I think for the 49ers, this is a good idea. I don't have a problem at all with what they just did. I mean, when you think about who could be there for the 49ers at 33, let's see what the Seahawks do right here. Seahawks coming in at 32. This guy's fired up to announce this pick. With the 32nd pick, the Seattle Seahawks wrap up the first round of the 2026 NFL Draft, which the Niners have traded out of twice, for Jadarian Price, the running back from Notre Dame, a player that the Niners were not going to pick at all. Look, here's what's up for tomorrow. Chase Besantes could be the first guy off the board. Niners need a left guard. Chase Besantes could be a starting left guard for them in week 1. Cassius Howell is still right there. Emmanuel McNeil-Warren is right there. Denzel Boston is right there. The wide receiver, D'Angelo Pons, is waiting for the 49ers. Anyone who wasn't drafted today, if their name is still on the board, they're sitting there. The Niners got 4 or 5 really good players just waiting for them tomorrow. It's got to be Besantes tomorrow. It could very well be Chase Besantes tomorrow. No doubt about that. Zothmus, I appreciate you too. Nothing like a good blue balls analogy. Thank you, Niner Empire. I get it. Yeah, Jennings Dunker could be there tomorrow, Jim. Jennings Dunker. I would take Chase Besantes over Jennings Dunker, though. I would. Zothmus says the Niners have a plethora of choices tomorrow. A plethora? Would you tell me I had a plethora of choices? I know it feels like nothing happened. I think good things happened for the San Francisco 49ers. I don't think you should be upset by what just happened at all. As a matter of fact, you should be excited. We're going to be back at it at 9 a.m. Friday morning, West Coast time. Yours truly, Larry Krueger, with a wake up. And then we are going to go ahead and I think go live if we can, depending on what time the draft starts. What time does round 2 start tomorrow? A little bit earlier with rounds 2 and 3. I'm going to have to make sure the boys are home from school. Whether we go live or not, I will let you know. This is why you need to like and subscribe and hit notify for whenever we go live. That way, you know, the draft resumes in 20 hours. Okay. Sounds good to me. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who was generous with the super. So many of you really were tonight. Thank you to everyone. We had a new member tonight. Starts at 4 p.m. tomorrow. All right. All right. That means we can go live, and then I can go get the boys after that, since the Niners are picking first pick of the second round. Just won't be able to do it with a cocktail because I got to go get the boys tomorrow. Who joined us here. Daddy, what does trading back means? It means you're planning for a bigger, brighter future. That's what it means. Everyone hit like as we wrap up tonight. Everyone go get a sandwich at Ike's. Everyone check out our good friends at Prize Picks. Everyone be good to each other. And I'm telling you, none of this should be interpreted as negative for the 49ers. I think this is good business. This is good business. AI helping John Lynch make decisions. I think AI would have said, hey, trade back once. Twice? I like it. I really do. I didn't think that was going to happen. I feel good about it. You should feel good about it. Thank you so much for watching, and please do remember, hit like, hit subscribe, hit notify, and please do remember that sports don't build character, they reveal it. And like that, he's gone. This was fun. Thanks a lot.